Well, welcome back to Discover Statesville.
We're not looking back. It's working. People are embracing it.
We as brewers should do as much as we can to promote.
You know, I think our most memorable certainly being our first. We went up in a hot air balloon to kind of kick off the podcast, and I'd never done that before. So, but they've all been good for a variety of reasons.
There's never any shortage of fun things to do in the Statesville area. And for anyone who doubts that, there's an engaging and entertaining podcast in town that's on a mission to steer them straight.
I think it's awesome whenever the community comes together and tries to promote more about the community. There's so many people in every community that they don't know what's going on, and things like a podcast can let people come together, look at one source of information and say, hey, that's exciting news. And you learn a little bit more about your actual community that way.
Cindy Sutton is the host of the Discover Statesville podcast and said the concept emerged as a way to inform residents and refute misconceptions about entertainment options in the city.
When I started as the executive director of tourism for Statesville Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we were launching tourism campaigns, there was actually a lot of pushback from the community saying, oh, there's nothing to do in Statesville. Tourism Statesville, what a joke. So we launched the initiative of Discover Statesville to help educate the community and help build advocacy.
Sutton and her team had success spreading information on social media and their website, but were still eyeing other unique opportunities.
And then I met the owner, Isaiah Sanchez of So Media, and he was telling about his new business and how he could help us do some long-form content, and it would be content that we'd own to distribute and educate people on what we're doing. And so we gave it a try in August.
I love creating content. I love creating I have a studio so people can come in and they can kind of see, when they see themselves on camera, I like to see their reaction. It almost looks like a broadcasting studio. We have the lights, the cameras, and it's not your typical podcasting studio.
The podcast is always pre-recorded a week in advance, with new episodes releasing every week on Wednesdays, and there are numerous ways to watch.
We have put it everywhere. So we upload it we have a YouTube channel, Discover Statesville. We put it on our Facebook page, but we also put it throughout all the podcast channels. Google, Apple, Spotify, all of the podcast channels. So really, wherever you listen to your podcast, just search for Discover Statesville and you'll find us.
One of the most recent guests was Red Buffalo Brewing owner Joe Bondi, who was there to promote the inaugural celebration of North Carolina Pint Day. He also showed off a commemorative glass his local business has been offering.
I love everything about promoting Statesville. Whether it's my business, all other businesses, I just want the community to be a better place.
For his main gig, Richard Griggs works as the director of the Statesville Recreation and Parks Department, but he was convinced last year to moonlight as the co-host of the podcast.
Cindy approached me about this. I guess we started talking about it maybe a little bit around a year ago. We've done a lot of work together between the Recreation Department and the Convention and Visitors Bureau on a variety of different projects. We have similar goals into trying to improve this community, and both for locals and for out-of-towners. And so as she presented me with the idea, and we decided that we'd jump in and try it out.
On the day of the first show, Griggs had a bit of a revelation.
The initial surprise was that it was going to be videotaped. I was told that it was going to be an audio podcast until I showed up the first day. But it's been great being here in the studio with Isaiah. We've really enjoyed it.
Even for someone who's very connected to the community, it's been an enlightening project.
You know, even being a longtime local, I've lived here for 30 years. It's amazing to me the things that we're learning about and experiencing, both that are new to the area, but that have been around for years that maybe I just wasn't that familiar with. So, learning new great things about our community every time.
Sutton said the most fun and engaging aspect of the venture has been simple.
The people. We say it every time on our show. We try to get to know the people behind the businesses and organizations that we talk to, but I learn something new. Every time we sit in here and do a podcast, I live here, I work here, I'm very engaged in the community, and I learn something new every week, or get to meet someone new, find new interesting facts out about Statesville. So that's my favorite part.
Each episode of the podcast now gets several thousand views on social media, and downloads have continued to grow since last August.
We are actually booked out through our podcast through July, so we're on a wait list. So we're very excited about that.
For Neighborhood TV, I'm Michael Barrett.